Hello, wonderful interpreters, and thank you again for tuning in. We have breaking news from the PERC Commission. They have now reached a decision on our unfair labor practice, and we have all of the details. Now let's get started. We received the decision from PERC at about 10 a.m. this morning, and I have to say that I was very surprised with how short it was. The Commission decided to uphold the PERC examiner's dismissal of our unfair labor practice. They provided very little explanation to support this decision and did not even address our specific legal arguments. You can also see the last page of the document here as well, with the order adopting the dismissal of our unfair labor practice. So, what does that mean for us? What's next? Well, here's the truth. Our unfair labor practice was never about getting rid of the scheduling system. We have always supported a dual system in which a scheduling system plays a role. Scheduling system plus direct billing. Plenty of options for everyone. You see, the actual purpose of our unfair labor practice has always been about preserving our right to have a voice and to vote on the changes that affect our industry. Another thing is that, as we have shown you before, L&I is not supposed to be making changes to our working conditions while in the middle of an election, which is exactly what they did months after we filed for our representation petition. They should have waited for a union to win the election so that we could all have a collective voice to bargain with L&I in order to decide on any scheduling system that would be implemented. I want you to remember that this is something that even Whoopsies as a union should have supported, by the way. You see, the fact that PERC has allowed L&I to get away with this means that the union that actually wins the election will start bargaining with the state from a weaker position because the L&I system is already in place. Any changes that we as L&I interpreters would want to see made to the scheduling system will be harder to negotiate if this stands. And here's another thing. By wishing for us to fail, Whoopsie has showed that they don't really care about L&I interpreters having a say in our working conditions. They only care about advancing their own interests. And don't forget about the fact that Whoopsie filed their own unfair labor practice, which was very short and frivolous. Unlike our very substantive ULP, Whoopsie's ULP was only based on an unfounded technical objection to the way in which L&I implemented the scheduling system. PERC actually dismissed Whoopsie's ULP at the same time they dismissed our ULP a few months ago. Also, I want to remind you that while we specifically asked PERC to move ahead with the election at the same time they processed our ULP, Whoopsie refused to do the same, insisting that their frivolous ULP had to be resolved before the election could continue. All Whoopsie wanted to do was to delay the election. Again, they put their own interests above interpreters. This is a proven fact despite all of their lies. In closing, I want to tell you that while this decision from PERC is actually disappointing, it is not a defeat by any means, like Whoopsie will try to sell to you. We're now evaluating our legal options and we will keep you updated. As you see here, what's really important for all of us now is that we will still get to have our election. Despite fierce opposition from Whoopsie, we will finally have a chance to speak with our vote to get rid of them once and for all and to be able to make our own decisions. You see, our track record shows that we're actually the union that's willing to fight until the end in order to protect interpreters' rights. Unlike Whoopsie, the union that only cares about advancing their own interests and getting your union dues at any cost. In the meantime, please stay tuned for the next episode of our election series. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel in order to keep on getting more relevant information for our interpreting community. See you in the next video. Do not lose hope, and as always, God bless.